All right, sir, we're going live now.
Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm ready.
Go ahead, we're live.
Can I go?
Yes, go ahead, sir.
All right, good morning. Women and children included. We'll take it. All right, it's Monday morning. It's Michael Venezia, head trader at TradeView Markets. It is November 15th. It's a little, well, it's about almost 11:10 Eastern, whatever. You know what? It's getting late. And getting late is if we go to trade, by the way, as we say every time, this is TradeView Markets. I sign into TradeGATEHub just like everybody else. And this is the same process. So we try to make it the consistent and universal for everyone. All right. So it's what I said is it's getting late is why. Being November 11th of the year, markets at their all-time highs or whatever, a hiccup of all-time highs, if you will. And when I go through the Monday afternoon, the Monday data, which I go through over the weekend, if you will, hedge funds still very underinvested. Okay, the gamma squeeze worked okay. It's still going on a little bit today. We go back, well, I'm going backwards a little bit, but everybody should have reviewed this already, or else I'm kind of really, you should be just listening to me and not even looking at it. It's just a waste of time to a degree. By the way, there's the reason for the little gold pullback, by the way. Doesn't mean it's going to turn. I'm actually bullish on gold to this point. I hope Coach would agree. That would make me even feel better. With that being said, it's that time of year. So coming in today, this was tactical sentiment. You could still consider it stock picking, if you will. I do. Nothing has been overstretched or whatever has been overstretched or even overbought for some time, going back to probably 2 weeks. Okay, beware. So when I said it's getting to be that type of year, I'm not really the one on seasonality, and I posted the charts. Come on, I posted the charts and everything. I don't know why that keeps going back. We got to stop that. That's the gold trade, by the way. Okay, this is the Goldman seasonality analog, and that will give you a little a indication of where seasonality is. And it's not because I am bullish, or as Dale, or Coach, said the other day, uber bullish. I correct him. Well, the market's up today, so I'll go back to uber bullish. No, I'm only joking. I am bullish, and it's because of a lot of things. It's really just because of a combination of being empirical and pragmatic. There's a lot of money on the sidelines. Seasonality does hold true, as you can see right here. Very bullish. And why wouldn't I think so? There are a lot of different stocks across different sectors that are making all-time highs. Target being one of them today. Dollar Tree was one. I mean, people are out there spending, and they're not looking out there spending, looking for deals. Retailers are doing well today. I'll get back into it. Is that it's also that I have no reason not to be bullish. What they threw everything except the proverbial baby at the bathwater at the market, and nothing is taking it down. We've seen change of administration. We've seen interest rates. We've even seen that Powell's. Any chance for any macroeconomic or any geopolitical sector, whether big or small, has been a chance to have a hiccup, and everything has been shrugged off. As a matter of fact, it's been a buying opportunity across the board on many sectors. So today, Tesla dips under 1,000. No big deal. By no means is it a top. It actually needs to rest after Elon selling all his stock. And I actually think it's doing pretty well to this point. I'm not a buyer yet, but we have been bullish on the EV stocks, and that's really not going to change. We're just rotating on which EV stocks we're bullish on. Okay. So go to Friday's option activity, sector sentiment. Okay. So I posted technology and semiconductors were hot, but those are because of two stocks today. Those are because of AMD and Nvidia that have been going up with Bitcoin. But on a day like today, if I can show my screen right here, I'll change my screen. It's very healthy that a stock like Apple, Microsoft is down $1.50. Let me change that. That doesn't look good on the right. Okay, the Apple's down 0.5 point, AMD's down 2, Nevada's down 4, but that's okay because TTD's making an all-time high up 6. Facebook was up 10. We'll get a chart on Facebook in a second. Roku, okay, a pullback, big deal. Zoom is doing well. Here's Kohl's up $2. Will you try ARC? Okay, I'm getting questions. Jesus. All right, we get a lot of questions, but let me get to the routine, gents. If you look at my screen here, and I got it here. Seriously, because they're very, by the way, they're good questions and I appreciate it. I'm not placating. They're good. Let me get back to the routine. This is my main universe. So we have TTD breaking year highs. We have the metaverse, MTTR. I posted earlier on this morning. That's what's hot now. That's going with Facebook. So Roku could rest off a little. Here's Bitcoin. Mara had an offering. That was at $78 this morning. I'm jumping all around a little bit. But let me get back to the process and then we can get back to the questions. So just because the semis were hot doesn't mean technology is going to cool off. I was posting the kind of like the financials a little bit. Anything on a dip, I'm interested in buying. That's anytime the tactical am I sharing the right screen? Anytime the tactical sentiment gets oversold, and we post it daily, I'll be a buyer of any respective sector that best of breeds always that's going to be bought, and I'll post them. I don't, I'm not always going to be right, but net we're going to add, everything will apply to the stocks that we get into there. We'll add to the winner. Is it acting well, relative strength against the market? Is it acting well with good range and volume? Is it acting the way we want? Is it anything that would apply fundamentally after we execute and put the trade on will apply. Crude and gold. All right, crude settling a little bit. I had a CP. I'm in CP. I have to write this down because sometimes I go from tangents. I'm in CPE right now and it's hurting me, but I got to just sell it on this pop before we went on the proverbial air. Gold, this is only a sentiment. This is not calling a top on gold because, as we know, they're above the moving averages, and we've been buying AU and KL. And I also have something that might push your belief another way. I mean, I don't have a position yet, so my money's not where my mouth is, but I digress. Crude and gold, there's gold a little overbought. NASDAQ and futures, nothing's overbought too much. They're rotating correctly today as they should. Hedge funds did a little buying. They still need to do more buying. Quite frankly, I need to do more buying. I'm looking for places to spend, not to sell. Serious. SPY gamma exposure, to just correlate with the chart. You don't need to be the genius. It would be great if you could understand it, and you should, because you can go back on the videos or even go back to my Twitter feed. Everybody talks about it. Like I said, I didn't know about it a year ago. Right now, it's my top 3 things I look at, and you have to adapt to change. Once again, whether I'm right or wrong, it's still part of the plan, and you're going to be wrong. But when you have a plan and you know what you're doing, it's easier to adapt. So with that being said, is seasonality. I don't want to repeat it. Stock bond ratio. Coach can go over that. Maybe we can go over that tomorrow. Okay, catalyst events for Monday and Tuesday. Diddy, I'm in it. Fuel cell and Avago. Avago is the hottest stock as we speak. Coin and PayPal. This is what I was interested in all day today. Lucid reports earnings for the first time and earns its conference call, the second hottest stock on the board. What to know for today? Okay, charts. Lucid, Motor Trend Car of the Year. Get to know it. I know some California billionaire, literally billionaire. He's got a year and a half wait to get one of these, and he's got pull, not just money. Walter, actually maybe a year. He probably exaggerated, but I would say a year. He can't get one. Walter Bloomberg upgrades and downgrades. Zero. Okay. This is what I posted, and this is from Zero Hedge. If you don't know it, I don't want to say it's propaganda. It's a frame of reference. Goldman sees 10 times upside in gold. Okay, so this is what I posted from there, and this is why. Go back to it later and read it. It's worth the read. It's just not worth the trade. I want you to know why you're putting on the trade instead of just trading it for the gold bugs. The data today, as I said, it's always Monday morning data. And this is data that is pertinent, obviously. This is data that economic data that's you're going to need to know, but it's also going to flow throughout the week. So as I post the data, which, is consistent, it's going to flow. It's just not, looking at something just smack there. these things are, just like the tactical sentiment and even world sentiment. Maybe the Nikkei is down a percent tomorrow. You'll know to mentally adjust to that chart that I post on Monday. I do post them later in the week though, but my point is for you to get them so I don't have to post them. I already know them. It's like me looking at an X-ray as opposed to somebody else in a room. When you're in the X-ray room and as a kid and the doctor, it looks normal, and the guy says your leg is shattered. You can't see it, but I can. You know what I mean? You get my point. Major earnings here, a little bit of dissertation. Go through it at your own time. Lewis, there's the ARC trades. I'll get to the question afterwards. I don't really follow the ARC ETF in general. It doesn't really move that much for me. I do know the top holdings, and my suggestion, if it was for Lewis, is to know ARC's holdings, and if you want to play those holdings, maybe trade some options that might trade that gamma move. For example, I don't know why she's selling you. Well, she also is selling Tesla, and that was a nice trade, but she's selling you here, and this is the chart of, this is the chart of you. There's a chart. All right, so she's a little early. Use parabolic. We were buying you down here. So she's selling you, and the RSI is 83, but she's getting it. Kathy Wood is selling here because she has how many shares? 14 million shares. She's got to take advantage of the volume here to get out. That's why she's doing it. I don't think she's calling it top or bottom. And by the way, she did the same thing. We saw her selling Tesla. She had to. When you hold that many shares, you have to take advantage of volume move and know that you sell into strength, don't you? I mean, that's what I do. I buy into weakness and sell into strength. That's the oldest adage in Wall Street. And although we're as an active manager, I like to trade momentum, and I do sometimes like to buy a little bit higher. The long term is that gets you where you want to go, especially when you get to trade bigger size. So there's Kathy's things here. These are my two scans that I've been posting. These are the two. I mean, if you have to look at three things in the morning to get an idea what's going on with stocks without even looking at your quotes, it's this one, and this one. It's all you need. That's the menu. Trust me. Earnings for the week, get to know them. Not only there's a lot of pin action moving stocks that are going to report that will affect other stocks as well. Take Casper off. They just got bought out. I have a Casper mattress. I paid the top. Fact. Serious. All movers here. B2B was good yesterday. GGIB. What was that? GGPI. Yeah, look. Okay. So as we say, I will jump ahead. You take the top 10 and the top 10 and of both long and shorts. GGPI finished at the high. In the last 10 minutes of the close, it had 1,000% volume. It had 500% volume, and it was up 15% on the day. GGPI. That bar should have been staring. Oh, by the way, that was at the close. So, like I said, some of them work, some don't. But you should know that GGPI, by the way, is an EV sector. That was the chart of the stock. It wasn't even that overbought right there with the RSI. I mean that. And the stock closed at 1291, opened at 1530, 1541. You made $3 on a thick stock. It's not that hard. I don't want to pontificate, but time over time, percentage wise, stocks with good range, volume, and good price action, that finished well. I'll even point out one that didn't work. Not to say I'm a hypocrite. What didn't work well? CGC, actually, that opened up 50 cents. Well, how about a short because the market opened up? Well, you know what? All the shorts work too. Look at BROS. I had a path. Well, you know what? They worked. Anyway, so you know what my point is. Pre-market movers, Splunk guided lower. That didn't affect anything. A couple of headlines that I think are important of stocks that have movement. Listen, we didn't have, we had Helene on, and we didn't do it just because we wanted to fill a spot. We did it for a reason. We're still lucky to have her. Chart on silver and gold right there told the story. Needs rest. Coach and I will talk about it tomorrow. Lucid been picked for the Motor Trend chart of the year. Hold on. Let me go to the main room. All right. Let me answer some questions. ARC ETFs. No, I won't, Lewis. yields up banks, cyclicals, Mike. I like the banks. I'm going to tell you why. Let's go to TradeGATEHub here. With tactical sentiment being right here, a little bit overbought now. And I'll tell you what, I was prepared for this. You know, I have written down the banks I like. They're right here. And with the financials sentiment being in the middle, and I like where they sit. Now I'll go to my chart. My chart's on the best of breeds as always. Let's look at Goldman Sachs, which I like. I like it. It's not a barn burner, but this one I also like. I haven't looked at the chart. I like JP Morgan here. Yes, I do. I think that this is what they call the coil, whatever you want to call it, the coil triangle. I like it. I like the banks. Citibank, I don't think I like the best. No, it's been dead money. You know what? I don't even like the financials that much. I don't even like the cyclicals that much. Alco I saw was $2 this morning, I think. It was down $2 this morning. I don't know. I don't know about the cyclicals that much. I'd rather. I'm not the type of guy that builds positions on a cyclical. I'd rather buy them on breakouts and pay up, and be an active manager and trade. I'm not. Like I said, with cyclicals, I leave them to the professionals. You know what I mean? That type of trade. That's all I have to say about the cyclicals. But let me go back to what's moving. What's moving as of 11:22 a.m. on the Monday morning. Pardon. Am I getting other questions? I'm getting bombarded. We're going to have to get a. Okay, here's what's moving this morning. Let's look at the top list, and I'll show my universe after. You know what? We're not even SYNT Riven hot. Why not? Laser a day delay. Okay, laser. This was a stock that my mentor used to call a resumption trade. And what's a resumption trade? You're welcome, coach. A resumption trade is this. A stock, I'm not talking about a one-day wonder. I'm talking about laser, knowing that that's in the automation or the battery or the EV sector, if you will. Laser, it goes with the, it had good news the other day. It went from it's also a SPAC. Also went from 16 to 23 on good volume, but it didn't really collapse and go under the moving averages. It was alarming that it did break the 200-day, but the line in the sand here is 20 to 15. And as we all know, these EVs are hot. And so that's when I should have had my eye on. So that's a laser. It's not too late on laser. We'll have to see where it closes. Let's go back to here, laser. Dollar Tree. You know what? I saw Dollar Tree. And then I saw Dollar Tree. So let's look what Target is doing. Target, naturally. If you're alert, don't be dismayed by the expensive stock at being $260 because it's more of a lesson. Listen, you'll be trading bigger size one day and more money. So as you saw Dollar Tree go through the high, you know, the Target's basically the best of breed. So when that went through the yearly high and held that bull flag at 264, and it's also breaking here, it's breaking Target, you know, I don't know what else to tell you. Target, it's up there. MRAM, that's a hot stock. I'll take some questions in a second. MRAM, I mean, this is it. I wrote so many articles when I started working at TradeView on this. And MRAM, like when I used to go through when I was trading independently, and then when I started working for someone, whatever it was, call it what it is. And I took a step back, and he would trade the stock, and I'd say, "What is MRAM?" And the stock normally trades whatever 2 million shares, and on Friday it traded 77 million. And he says, "Mike," he goes, "can 77 million shares be wrong when the stock 2 days ago, let's go to 2 days, finished on the high, and it took out." That's what he would say. And is even today, when it rested, and it probably did. This is what MRAM did. It opened unchanged, which was a positive. After a huge move, that's a positive when a stock like that, but opens unchanged. It did the dip and rip. It got out the weak hands. It opened unchanged, and everybody was happy, saying, "Okay, the market opened." Did the dip and rip to 1076, dipped to 10, not that big of a deal, to 10. Then once it got once it broke the yearly high again at 1113, obviously the stops hit here. You paid up at 1113, which was the year high. You're still up at 60 cents at 1180. But then it was the time to do the back and fill, to the previous year high at 1117. That's how you trade this stock. And that was the previous high. Give it a take a 1117. That was it. The back and fill. Where was I? Perfect. And now it's breaking the year high as we speak. Good trade. Good trade. See, I taught myself a lesson. Re-lesson. Back and fill on MRN. Let's go back to oh, you know what? I don't think I was on the that was a back and fill. I don't know. Did everybody see that chart? I hope the back and fill on MRM. I'll do it again. I was so excited about it. So the previous high on MRAM was 1116. Today it did that at 1116 when it broke out the high. It took out the stops. Everybody was in it. As you can see the volume. It then did the back and fill at 1216 to 1220, still with some volume. And it went from 1120 to 1280. Big trade. A big freaking trade, man. All right. What's getting sexy? What's sexy now, my alert page? Because I got to get going. I'm on a time limit. Laser near the high right here. GGPI, the other one. I'm not in it. That's the hot stock. There you go. Once it broke out this morning's high, see, I just have to sacrifice something. Once it took out today's high, right here, the morning's high, you could have been buying on a dip if you're really bullish. The morning high was right here. 1534, now it's 1565. It's got to rest near the 15 strike price, but this is the stop. Not even that overbought yet. I don't think it's going to 30 and going to be one of these parabolic moves because the cat's out of the bag. It's already done the volume. It needed to, but that's one of them. Like, all right, good trading at least. What else? Target, there you go. New highs on over 2 times volume. Laser again. Kern break low, good for that. You can't stand that stock. Abbott Labs, that tells me something. EGPT, what's moving up in volume in the last 10 minutes. GGPI, Six Flags, Dollar Tree, MRM, the ones we talked about. Splunk pre-announced, we put it up there, breaking low. Dollar Tree, nothing really. Riot breaking low. So what's telling me these right here, Mara and Riot and BE, they're rotating out of these, not rotating out, they're taking profits on some of these Bitcoin stocks. Right. So it's coming in a little bit. Still above the moving average. Bullish. What's it going to do? You know what I mean? That's not going to all of a sudden wake up bullish. What else? So you know what? No other questions. I'll get back into it. Let's look at my Twitter feed. GGPI. There you go. Boy, I'm on the money today. I'm not going to lie. I don't care who's listening. GGPI, they're loading up calls for another big leg higher. Or is it time to rest? Like I said, this is what I was thinking. GGPI, it's got to rest near this 15 strike price, but it's still going higher. It's going higher. All right, what else? Is Kramer an expert on AVs? That's bearish now. More GGPIs flow. That's okay. ES trying to build B period. What's going on with the big feeder? Square calls. BABA, we're in it. Saudi public investment stakes takes 1,600,000 shares. We're in BABA. We all know that. Clove active. GGPI more bullish. Tesla. Fisker, we're bullish. What's Fisker doing? Yeah, I like it. Need rest. Go to the chart. SPAC action, DNTS, another wave in pins, GSM. See if anybody's texting me. No. Let's get back to TradeGATEHub. Thank you, Mike. No. Any other questions from superiors? No. All right. Bottom line is, It's a little after 11:35, both sweepers and square. Looks like the stock of the day to watch is GGPI UAVS. So let me get back to the chart just so I can leave it with everybody. They can learn something. This stock might be the bellwether for today, GGPI. It's a little stretched, but if Tesla hangs in there, and the Riven, we have to look what Riven is doing today. This one starts trading options, and that was still going higher, Riven, the new one. All you wanted under 100. So that's hanging in there too. So signing off at 11:36. Everybody have a plan the rest of the day. I'll answer all questions. Thanks for your time, and we'll see you later this afternoon. Cheers.